Hello, folks. Welcome to episode 6 of The Green Room. Can't believe we've got this far, to be honest. It's not like there's a big public demand for it, but I keep churning them out. But thanks for listening anyway, and thank you to all the people that keep giving me feedback and sort of letting me know that you're listening to the podcast and watching the videos, etc. Today, my special guest is a mate of mine. I've known him for quite a while now, actually longer than I realised.
Yeah, 12 years probably.
It's got to be, isn't it? Mr. Paul Holman.
Hello. Hello, Wayne.
Hello.
Thanks for the £100.
That's that. Oh, is that all it was? Yeah. I thought it was more than that. Great. It's costing me a fortune.
It's not my type of thing, you know that, yeah.
Well, yeah, I should get him on, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. Of all the people that I thought about getting on, for whatever reason, you were the one person, or one of the people, that I would have bet money on saying...
Yeah, well, to be honest, it is literally not my type of thing. I'm quite a private, shy person, but I think you sort of like, the way you described it, it's sort of, we flow well anyway. We've known each other. We can sit there and chat and just talk crap. For ages, can't we? And it'll just go off. So, yeah, it's quite natural, isn't it? It's not that. And to be honest, a lot of the funny stuff has happened as we've both been there at the same time, so that's why
that's true.
So it's quite reminiscent as well, which is good, isn't it?
I'm glad that the embarrassing moment that you decide to share a bit later is one that I can kind of comment on, because I was kind of victim of it in a way. Anyway, but no, it's true, and the whole point of the podcast is, I'm not into fakeness. I've been having a bit of a rant recently about.
I like the mugs.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, very nice.
That's down to Kaz. Anyone watching the videos, we are drinking out of the Green Room mugs that...
Sorry, I was off on a tangent. Right?
No, that's all right. No, it's fine. I'm glad you appreciate the the accessories. I've been having a bit of a rant about just random things, mainly social media and fakeness. And there's so much fakeness on social media. Pretending to be something you're not, and or projecting this whole idea of what you want people to think you're like, and I see people that I'm friends with on Facebook doing it, and I'm like, well, hang on a minute, you're not like that in real life. But going back to the podcast, I totally didn't want the podcast to be like that. I wanted it to be, and I hope it is, other than the fact that I've got to sort of host it because people are listening, I want it to be like, oh, that's what a conversation with Wayne's like.
A natural.
If you go around his house for a coffee.
Yeah, a natural thing.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah. I know the filming it puts people off as well.
Yeah.
I only put sort of segments up, but I'd like to get, and I'm going to give him a mention.
I don't like listen to my own voice though. It's weird when I hear my voice. I'm a bit like, oh, do I sound like that? I'm like...
Everyone's the same, but you've got to bear in mind though that how you hear your voice isn't how everyone else hears your voice. So when you hear it, you're hearing a voice that everyone else is already used to except for you.
Yeah. It's weird when you hear your own voice, isn't it?
Yeah, I think because I talk so much, and because of my music.
And no one listens to you. So.
No, I know. I'm the only one that listens to my rubbish. But Emma was the same. Emma Owen, who was on last episode, you know Emma.
Yeah.
She was dreading hearing herself, but she's listened to the podcast back, and she said, oh, it's not too bad, actually.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. And, and people seem to be enjoying it, and that's all good. And I said when I started out, as long as I had a handful of people that were listening to it, it'd make it worth doing. And I don't need to have 100 or even 1,000. Just
even
a few
Dave
people.
Petty's.
Even Dave Petty's. It's funny actually, because Dave, I did a gig in Barnstable recently, and Dave came with me just for a bit of company, and he'd been drinking all afternoon, so he was a bit drunk. And I played him a bit of Jack Nash's episode on the way there. Which was due to go up within a few days. And he was really narked at how it had come on from the first episode. He was like, oh, mate, I'm really annoyed. He's it sounds way more professional than mine. You're actually interviewing him, and with ours, we just chatted and all this.
Did you have to get an interpreter for him as well, then?
Well, funnily enough, he did say, when he listened back, he went, oh, mate, didn't realise how monotone my voice is. Why, eh? But, I'll
Did he have his top on or off?
He had it on. Yeah. What was he wearing? Oh, he wore a vest, though. He did wear a vest. But bless him. But no, thanks for coming on and and everything. The reason I wanted to get you on, actually, no, we'll get to that in a minute. How do we know each other? It's probably the same as everyone else, to be honest.
We
through work.
You came off nights, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think we worked sort of in the same department and then we've sort of gone off in different directions. But we've always known each other and always sort of, so we started running, that common interest, wasn't it? And being out kayaking and...
I think that's probably what it was, yeah. I mean, up until a point, it was just knowing each other from work and going out drinking. But then...
I think we sort of, a couple of us sort of enjoyed a bit of running, didn't we? So we basically... started. Remember that first time when we went out the railway line, it was me, Kevin Reed, and you literally got to...
Oh my God, and James Bufton.
Yeah, and you literally got about 100 yards and was like...
I got my new trainers on and everything, and you were hardened runners and these bright, shining white trainers, and we were outside work, and we were just about to go for this run.
Yeah.
It was probably the first run I ever went on.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I was about 15 stone at the time. Yeah. I remember you going, "New trainers, mate?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah," and you went, "Need to dirty them up a bit." They were like, you could see I'd never used them. But yeah, so yeah, we kind of really got to know each other through running, and would it be wrong to say that we are two of the 10 founding?
I think you might be right. Yeah,
members of Ilfracombe Running Club.
Yeah, because we had an initial meeting up, didn't we, at the football club, and just see. A lot of us were workmates anyway, weren't we? So just see how if there's any interest. But I think there was, definitely. Because I think a couple of them were a bit scared when they were saying about some of the runs they were doing.
Oh God, I was as well, because I'd only really done probably like 5 miles maybe at that point.
Because I'd always played like football or sport, and then I sort of got into running like later on. I sort of did a bit of fitness, but I think sort of getting to know like a couple of other people, and then I started doing a few races here and there, and then it gradually sort of like escalated from there, and then we had enough sort of interest, didn't we?
10 people.
Yeah.
I remember at that meeting where the lady that was putting the club together, I asked how many people were you thinking would be a minimum amount of people to make it worthwhile starting the club, and she said 10, and there were 10 of us there. So without me and you, mate, I'll tell you, there'd be no IRC, would there?
No.
So we were talking about running.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted you to come on here.
Yeah.
And Emma Irwin, who was on last episode, said, "Why don't you ask Paul Holman?" I was like, "Paul won't come on. No, there's no chance." But
surprise myself.
Yeah, no, but I'm really chuffed, because the reason I wanted you to come on are these reasons. One, we've got loads of running stories. We've had lots of experiences and stuff like that, running related, but mainly the entrance for the London Marathon have just recently been announced.
And I didn't get in again.
Yes. Did you apply? Did you?
Yeah.
Oh no!
What, did you? Every year.
I'm the same. I
never had so happy to get that email.
I was disappointed for about 5 minutes, and then I realised that hang on, I won't have to do the training.
457,000 people.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's got harder each year.
Yeah, but so I wanted you to come on because you've run the London Marathon. Is it once?
Twice.
You run it twice.
Yeah.
And the last time you ran it was pretty mental for you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So just talk us through all of that.
I got a place through the ballot, which is like quite surprised. But I mean, at the time, this is like going back 6 years ago, 5 maybe. Yeah, I was running quite a good level. Yeah, I was running quite well because I was sort of taken up running and got into it quite a big way. And I was, every sort of, I felt good. I was doing loads of miles, fitness, and then, I don't know, something after Christmas, I don't know what it was, but my body just didn't seem to cope with the training. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I think as I upped the mileage, my body just, because I remember you saying to me about a month before, you remember what?
Was this before your back? Yeah, it was before the back incident.
You were saying, I don't know how you do it. Yeah, you always sort of,
you just keep going and going.
And I just said, I'm wrecked, mate. I'm patched myself up. I was just trying to get through.
I just keep going.
Enough. But I was just so injury. I was going to osteopaths and physios, just trying to keep myself patched up. But
to everyone else, though, it looked like you were just really strong and you never got any injuries.
I think I was, but it was starting to take its toll. I don't know if that was maybe the mileage, but I've said, I've played football for like 20 years and not really had a injury as such.
You've been quite lucky, I guess.
I suppose like little niggles and wears and tears that I've had over the years, probably sort of, because I got to, I think I was 40. I just turned 40, had I? Maybe? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think my body was like, what are you doing to me? Like,
Seems to be a thing, doesn't it?
You're killing me. You put you through hell for like years, and then you're going to do 40 miles a week.
There seems to be a switch. Like when you get to 40, your body just gives up.
Yeah, I think it was just basically at it. So about a week before, I don't know what happened, but my back just went, and it's like typical. Like, but I mean, I'd done all the training, so I knew I was fit enough.
Yeah.
So even like a couple of days before, I was still sort of struggling. I went to a couple of physios, and they said, "Oh, you should be all right. You'll be able to patch it up enough and stretch me around a bit." Even like, so I travelled up, went to the register. I had a massage there like 2 days before, and they were saying, "Yeah, you should be fine." But I knew I was really gutted because I've done all this training. I had like a time in my head. I really wanted to try, because I'd done it before in 3 hours 37. So I was sort of like, and I didn't. To be honest, the first time I didn't train at all. I just I did the opposite to what they tell you to do. I did in the last month. I packed it all in. I didn't do hardly.
Oh really?
Yeah,
rather than taper.
I did it the opposite way. I built up. So by the time I got there. But I got round all right. And
what was the time you wanted to do it in?
The first time, I just don't know. I didn't know what to expect because I didn't know. I just thought over 4 hours, something like that. So when I was really surprised.
Yeah.
But I've had done a bit more training, so I thought the second time, if I train better, I know, and I've been running a bit better anyway. I know, been doing a lot of running races and stuff. So I thought if I prepare for this one, I can get down, knock a bit of time off that. Yeah. Definite. Yeah, but by the time. Yeah, I got there. And even the day before, I mean, they said you could defer it for a year up to 8 o'clock at night. And I was like, I don't know, my family were up there. We'd all travelled. I think I'd raised money for charity because I'd got a place.
Okay.
So I'd sort of got like all this money in. I just thought, I'm going to have to just do it anyway. So I woke up in the morning. I had 5 o'clock in the morning, I was staying at my auntie's house near London. So we had to travel down by train. And I ran a cold bath. I sat in a cold bath for like half an hour. It was absolutely nightmare. 5 o'clock in the morning.
Just trying to get rid of the pain.
Just trying to loosen up a bit. Like, just wilt round. And then we travelled down the trains about an hour. And I couldn't even sit down. I had to stand up the whole way. It was because my back was just giving me so much jet.
Yeah.
So by the time we went off to Greenwich, my family all went off. So they were going to meet me. They were going to go different locations. And I think they were all a bit upset in that. And I just said, well, I'll start and I'll give it a go, and what happens, if I don't. So I walked it's like a long walk to the finish start line. It must have been about a mile and a half. It's quite a long walk.
Is that class as warm-up?
It pretty much, yeah, but to be honest, it loosened me up. So I was like, when I got there, I thought, actually, I feel all right. And then when I started, I thought, I feel all right here.
Yeah.
But got to about 14 miles, because I knew I'd done the training, but my body, I could feel my legs, because I hadn't been able to sit down for like 2 hours before, so my legs were starting to. So I struggled big time. I got round. But then it turned... So I finished, but I was getting slower and slower. Because I went round the first half. I thought, this isn't too bad. I was chatting, enjoying it. All the scenery, which is what you want to do at London. You want always... you want to...
I guess everyone keeps you going because of all the
support. Yeah, because the crowds are amazing. So you really want to embrace it, don't you?
Yeah.
I think the first time I sort of took it for granted a little bit. So the second time I wanted to enjoy it a bit more. And all the bands, all the music and people and everyone's smiling and cheering.
Yeah.
But I needed that in the second half. I needed the crowds there because just get me going, because I just felt my legs just getting heavier and heavier. And I think I've seen my family at like 17 miles or something near. Yeah. And that sort of gave me a bit of a push. But that was a long last 5 or 6 miles. I was just dead, basically my legs. So I think I went from like 8-minute miles to like 10-minute miles, and it was like getting slower. I mean, I didn't walk.
Oh, right. Well, you ran the whole thing?
Yeah. But I knew I wouldn't have been able to. I was expecting to pull out, to be honest. I was expecting not to finish. So I got to finish and I was like, I was like a ghost.
I saw you come through. I was watching you on the TV.
Yeah, because everyone said I looked like death. But unbelievably, my time, guess what time it was, the finish time?
Don't know.
3:37, exactly the same as the first one. How weird? Like 6 seconds apart.
Even with your back?
Like 26 miles, it's 6 seconds apart, yeah.
Bloody hell.
So, and it turned out, after when I got home, back to Kew Martin, after, I couldn't sit down for about a week. I had to lay on the floor watching telly.
You were off work for a while, weren't you?
About 3 weeks, yeah.
Was it?
But it turns out I had a slipped disc, so...
No,
mental, really.
It is, because...
I mean, everyone says I'm stupid, and I probably am stupid, but I don't think for a fact, I don't think even if I'd deferred it, I would have been able to do it the year after, because I still wasn't... It took me nearly a year to recover.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all the physios and recovery and rehab, and it took a long time, which is a lot. Yeah, you think something like that.
I don't know about you though, but I've gone through different
You've
kind
had
of
a few injuries as well, haven't you? So,
yeah. Like most recently is my heel that happened just after Christmas last year, and it's still not right, but I'm kind of managing it. But I've been lucky; I've never had what I would call a serious injury. So this it's been a long time coming.
I mean, a lot of runners like they get into it later on, don't they? You probably got into it a bit later.
In my 30s.
Yeah, whereas I've probably done football for 20 years before I started running, so like my body was pretty ravaged before.
You just put it through a bit more.
It feels all right. Touch wood. I mean, I think I've sort of, as long as I don't go too mad, I think I'm all right now. I think my body sort of settled down. I think it's got used to it. But I don't go and do like I used to.
So do you think you would have done? Do you think you would have gone ahead with the marathon if you hadn't have had all the family support?
Yeah,
did you feel you didn't want to let them
down?
I
travelled up there. I'd done the charity. Got some money for charity in.
Yeah.
So I felt sort of like obliged to give it a go. But I'm glad I did. It's definitely a pretty stupid thing. It's one of the stupidest things I've done, but
I don't know. I think it's quite heroic, really.
Yeah,
I do. I think
to finish it, and it wasn't a bad time either. I mean, considering I was absolutely wrecked,
I wouldn't do it in that time, even fully able.
But I think because I'd done the training, I knew I'd be all right to get round.
Yeah,
I think because I'd had 3 or 4 months of good training behind me.
You must have been gutted though to have that at the last.
I was glad to finish.
Few weeks.
Yeah, but I was glad to finish. I wasn't.
You look glad.
I wasn't beating myself. I was a little bit beat. I thought, well, it'd be nice to have got like a PB or something, standard time that I could have put down there. But now looking back.
Is that why you keep putting back in for it again? You want to?
Oh, no way would I get round.
It's your white whale.
I think I would run it in like fancy dress if I did it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not take it too seriously.
Just have a bit of a laugh. Yeah, just jog around and enjoy it. Yeah, like the atmosphere. I think everyone says that. Well, you want to do it, don't you?
Yeah. Says I didn't get in again this year.
The crowds are. Well, I'm up there next year because my wife Kate's.
I was just going to ask you about that.
So I'll be up there supporting. So that'd be quite nice actually to do it that way around.
Yeah, she's doing it for charity.
She's got because her sister broke her back a few years ago. So she's doing it for spinal research.
Oh right, okay.
So she started training now. So
how's the training going?
All right, yeah. I think I haven't been out of running with her yet.
Have you not?
No. Maybe I have to try and go out.
Yeah.
But building up, innit?
Oh God, yeah.
I suppose
she's going from virtually nothing.
Well, that's why I suppose I was lucky. I was a bit of a capable runner. I could run anyway, but a little bit. I could probably go and do like 10-mile run.
Yeah.
But whereas someone's starting from scratch, it's a lot harder, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. It'd be good for her for doing it.
But it'd be nice to go up there and sample it, like the atmosphere and the...
Yeah, I've never even been there for it. I've never run it and I've never been up there for it. But a mutual friend of ours, I'll give him a mention, Colin Hickles, did it last year. No, sorry, this year.
Yeah.
One of the most unlikely candidates. Yeah. He put in for it. And
he wore out Whistling Pounds track, didn't he?
He did. It's like a moat now for it's like... that's how he wanted to train, and he did it.
That track, didn't he?
He did, yeah. But our friend Colin is he runs, but I don't suppose he'd call himself a runner. Which I'm always saying, anyone that runs is a runner. There's different levels, but you're still a runner.
Yeah, but everyone's goals are different, aren't they? I mean, he could be a really good elite runner and go under 3 hours. I mean, that bloke. Did you see that guy, that Kenyan guy, did a sub 2 hour marathon?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that is. I know he had the help with the paces and the perfect conditions, didn't he? Paces were in and out, weren't they?
I saw nothing of it.
I watched
it.
So, it was really good, but
I saw a video once, and it wasn't that guy. It was Mo Farah. I saw a video where they were giving people a chance to go on a treadmill, and so they were setting the treadmill to Mo Farah's marathon pace
do it
for a couple of minutes. They were just almost falling off it, and it gives you a real.
But so you got that someone can do 2-3 hours, and then someone can do 6. It's every.
You still get 26 miles is 26 miles.
Same distance as someone once told me.
Exactly.
Yeah. I can't remember who told me that.
But it's all leg miles, isn't it? But Colin did it, and bless him, he got round it, and it was funny because when he got his email to say that he was successful, he got in. It was funny because I saw it on Facebook and he just put it up there. I don't think he expected to get in, and he just put the screenshot. He just put, "What have I done?"
Yeah,
but he did it, and
that's why they let you know early, because it gives you 6-7 months to prepare for it. You probably need that.
It's a lot to put your body through, isn't it?
Because you'll get found out if you haven't put the training. You'll know.
Well, so it was funny with Colin because he, leading up to it, he was all about, I'm only doing it once, and it's just to tick a box. And he absolutely loved it so much because of all the atmosphere.
Yeah.
He put straight back. I don't think he's got in for next year, but he put straight back in for it, and he wasn't.
Well, I've been saying
to
Kate, like I said, it's not the mileage you're doing, it's the time on your feet, really, because that's what you train. If you're going to be out for 5 hours plus, whatever, you need to get used to. It's not the mileage you actually, it's the time on your feet, isn't it?
I'm kind of glad I didn't get in.
Yeah.
And
me.
But anyone that got into the London Marathon, congratulations. And hopefully Paul's little story of his experience and his training.
Don't listen to anything I...
well, I was going to say it'd be an inspiration. But
I'm not, I'm not... I say I'm all right runner, but I wouldn't listen to me for any training tips. That's
I don't know. We'll send him in the direction of Colin Hickles.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's embarrassing. Well, once again, folks, it's embarrassing moments time. And this particular embarrassing moment, I already know a little bit about this one. Well, I know a lot about this one.
You were the receiving end of it.
I was literally almost. I was there, so this isn't going to be a surprise to me. But it's always.
It's not for the faint-hearted, is it?
It's not. It's not. And
squeamish, I wouldn't.
It is, but well, I'll just leave it to you. What's your embarrassing moment?
Well, been racking my brain, and I was thinking this was quite bad. But yeah, I suppose it's in the. We were talking about earlier, so I suppose it is still quite fresh in the memory.
But it's not so much embarrassing, is it? Because it happened.
We went to Oktoberfest the first time. First night. No, probably the last night. We were sort of sat.
Second night. It was the first. It was the second night. First night with the lederhosen.
Yeah, and we had all got this lederhosen on. Looked really smart, didn't it? But what a pain in the bum to go to the toilet, wasn't it?
Good pun.
Yeah, no, it's literally. By the end, I think I broke the buttons on the first time at the toilet because you just absolute nightmare because you're trying to. There's a lot of clips in there. There's
a flap and there's straps and all sorts. But we've
been drinking all day. And for some reason we sort of we had beers in the tent, didn't we? And then we outside and said, "Let's try this wheat beer." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds good." But they only got it in pints, didn't they?
Yeah,
it wasn't in like steins.
It went down a treat though, didn't it?
Oh, I must have had 4 pints. And it was actually, the first one was a bit like, I'm not sure about this. Anyway, so we got back, we sort of made a slow walk back, then we went somewhere, a couple of other pubs, and then we sort of, we're outside, we were sort of like a hostel type place, weren't we?
Was it the cigars?
And it's like we were going that 24-hour garage and getting beers, weren't we? And there's like a random mix of people there.
Yeah, it's great.
Like national Australians, New Zealand, weren't they? All people all over the world, weren't they? Everyone having the right laugh, and we were just drinking. And I was like... I could feel my tummy going. I was like, I think I need to go. But we were like outside.
Yeah.
I think our room was on the second floor.
It was.
Has someone gone to bed? We had a dormitory of 4 people, didn't we?
It was only me and you up at this point, I think.
And we were just having a few beers. Yeah. Anyway, so I was like, oh mate, I'm gonna have to go. And
you've been saying a few times leading up to it, and then in the end you were like,
I'm going. And it was like, when you sort of shuffling. Deep breathing, like it felt like I was giving birth or something. It was like
speed walking to the toilet.
And got up the stairs. Oh, I was knocking on the door. I was like, and someone I can't remember who it was. I was like, open the door. I think it might have been Lance actually.
Okay.
Open the door. I was like, I got to the toilet. Oh Christ! Literally trying to get this lederhosen off, like unbuckle it, and I was like, it was all like, I was like, quick! And I was like. It was like, oh my God, I thought I'd just about made it. And then I was in there for ages. Wayne you come up, didn't you? Like,
came up after,
he's like, you're right, mate. I was in there for ages, and I was like, yeah.
Well, I came in, and I heard you in the toilet, and I was busting for a wee.
Yeah.
So I'm sat there, and I can hear you huffing and puffing. And
I was like, I'll be here for a while, mate. God, it literally had splattered everywhere. That beer had gone, that wheat beer.
You had a bit of a clean-up session in there, didn't you?
Well, I needed to, yeah.
Well,
I think I'd sort of made most of the toilet, but it was like little...
Well, I can testify that you didn't get all of it, because I went in there and for a wee after, and I shut the door, which is probably a bad idea, because I probably could have died in there, actually, if I'd have been in there any longer.
There's bits of poo on every little nook and cranny. And that. So I tried to clean up as best I think I did quite a good job.
But we've been drinking all day. Yeah, I was going to say. So you did a good job.
About 4 rolls of toilet roll, flushing, then clean again.
Oh, God. It was horrendous, because I came out
as
of
well.
there.
The smell. Well,
you were right, because you can always handle your own a lot better than you can handle someone else's.
Yeah.
But I went in there, and I came out. And I don't think I've ever told you this, but I came out, and I don't know if it was the smell or whether I'd had a drink. I'd had so much to drink, but I walked out, and I thought I was going to pass out. I went really lightheaded, and I lay on the floor next to the bunk beds just for a minute, thinking, "Oh God!" And like my head came back round again, and it coid have been that. It could have just been I got up too quick. I don't know, but it just coincided with it, and I went to bed. Now the next morning. I remember, I'll never forget Lance's face when he came out of that toilet.
It's like a crime scene, wasn't it?
It was. He looked like he just witnessed a murder or something. The look, and I had to go in for a shower after. And I went in and I had a wee and I moved the toilet seat up and I disturbed it. It was on the hinge and I disturbed it and it was
horrific.
It was horrific. More so for you because you were the one going through it. But
well, yeah, I think if I'd have left it for another 5 seconds, I would have literally pooed all. I would have shit myself. I managed to get most of it in the toilet. I did have a little bit of a poo stain on one of the the little tie-up bit on the laces. I had to put them first.
Kate lobbed it in the washing machine when you got back.
Well, just that bit, yeah.
Oh man,
I was a bit, yeah. I managed. I think I got away with it, but that was.
I feel really sorry for
I've never had that before. Like it's almost like I think it's the wheat beer. It must have just gone right. I've heard that.
Someone else had the same thing the following year, though, didn't they?
Yeah.
And he was in the toilet like most of the time. We hardly saw him.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it's the wheat beer.
That's probably when they sell it in
pints.
In pints.
But yeah,
I probably have got a slight wheat intolerance anyway. I might have anyway. I've never actually bothered to find out because I like eating too much.
Oh, I know, but
do you?
I do.
I keep thinking I might give it up for a couple of weeks, everything wheat based, and see what happens because I do get like sort of like a bit of a funny tummy.
Again, 40, mate. That's what I've been suffering with the same.
Yeah.
And I was talking about this yesterday, and I said that now with my stomach playing up like it does, I don't know how I'll react to it. Maybe that'll be me next time we go to Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
But I just really pity the cleaner the next day who had to go in there and clean it with a toothbrush, trying to get it out the hinge.
Oh, I use yours.
Oh God. But I mean, it's funny.
It added to it, didn't it?
It was a bad experience for all involved, but it's a funny story to talk about now, isn't it? And we got through it.
It was funny, yeah. Yeah, that was a nightmare.
My little relationship with running started with wanting to lose a bit of weight. Then I lost a bit, and I did well. And then I got into that whole thing, I think, that just seems to happen naturally, is where I became really competitive with certain people and also with myself.
Well, to be honest, you hit a point when you were like improved a hell of a lot, didn't you? You were like,
but I felt like I peaked, and then that seems to have been. What
was that race where you did like the 59? You got under an hour. It was like 59 minutes, 59 seconds.
Arlington,
and you
59,
were like,
59. I wanted to get under an hour.
Well, chuff, wouldn't you?
59. I couldn't have planned that. 59,
That's
59.
Perfect,
I know. But I got to a point where I was finishing work, and then I was thinking, I should go for a run, and I hated it. I was going even though I didn't want to, and then I kind of just got to a point, and I was like, I'm not enjoying it. I left the running club. I stopped running for. Actually, it was only really a couple of months. And then when I started running again because I actually wanted to.
Yeah.
And since I've got into that mindset now where I run because I want to, it's a completely different
It can be a chore.
situation.
If you're training for something, that's what I started to feel like it was taking over my life a little bit. I was thinking about, I need to go out, and I was having to run to work. I'd have to get up at like 4:45 or 5:30 in the morning to run to work.
You live 6 miles away from work, don't you?
Yeah, I'd run home one day and then run back in. Just trying to, because when you got a young family, which I've got, they were even younger then.
Yeah.
So you sort of try and base it around there. Like you don't want to be out sort of 2-3 hours on a weekend because
you're losing family time.
Yeah, so you have to sort of go out, head torch or whatever. You try and be clever really, and trying to, think. That's where we all sort of started with running with head torches.
Well, I was just going to say about that. Talking of head torches, a few of us who have ran together in the past or still run together. I think it was the first head torch runs I was doing was when me and you were running up the cycle track, and you were still quite quick at the time, and we would finish work about midnight. and stick the head torches
Forgot
on.
about that, yeah.
And where we work, just outside work, there's what used to be the railway line, which is now kind of a cycle track and a dog walking track. And it's about 3 miles up, 3 miles back down.
Yeah.
And so I was doing a bit of training.
It's a steady climb all the way up, isn't it?
Oh, so yeah, the whole thing's an incline, isn't it? And no lights up there, pitch black, quite a little bit hairy.
Middle of winter, wasn't it? I'm sure it was. Yeah.
And I got one of many nicknames from running with Paul up that cycle track. Rapist lungs.
Well, we would start off, and like, you know what Wayne's like. He likes to chat, doesn't he? So every time he started, I'd sort of pick up the pace a bit, because then he'd be like, anyway, I just can't. And he'd be like that all the way up, wouldn't it?
The only 2 times I stopped talking.
And then I'd like slow it down a bit so you recover. And then, I don't know if you noticed.
No, I didn't notice at the time. Now I know.
Picking up.
Yeah. But the only 2 times I shut up are when I'm watching a film and when I'm out of breath running.
You'd be getting your words out, but it'd be like, I
was at work the other day. And I got...
That's right, that's where the rapists... But anybody living down in that valley, because it's like above houses down below, isn't there?
Yeah.
They must have thought somebody had been attacked that night.
That's where it came from.
Especially with lights, like weird random lights, like flicking around.
And it stuck, and everyone called at me for a while. But But unfortunately, I'm probably back there now because I haven't run for a while because of my injury.
You had glass ankles as well,
glass ankles.
Chocolate back.
Twiglet shins or something?
Well, I was pretty like chocolate back, wasn't I?
Chocolate back. We've all had some kind of nickname. But the running, I'm really thankful in a way, because the running has kind of introduced me to a load of really, really cool people. I've had some really good experiences. We've done loads of things because we favour kind of off-road runs, don't we, over Exmoor and stuff like that. And as well as some of the races we've done, me, you and others, we've done some really good off-road runs and stuff like that. I
think we all prefer more trail with the mud and the hills, don't we? Like,
definitely.
Laugh. And if there's a pub en route,
oh yeah, why not? It's usually either like we don't often do it at the beginning. It's usually halfway through or definitely at the end. And definitely
a lot of people say, "How can you run after having a pint?" But you feel a bit like sluggish at first, don't you? But then you sort of burn it off, don't you?
Well, it's funny. You should mention that, because the beer run thing is you're responsible for that. I can't take any credit for that.
I think I was the innovator.
You were.
Yeah, we were down near Malt Hoe.
And
we come up and I was like, Christ, a lot of pubs. Cause we went from Lee. Where did we go? Like Lee to Malt Hoe?
Something like that.
And I was like, there's a lot of pubs sort of on it. It's a really interesting scenic route, isn't it? Like around the coast path, and it's nice.
Yeah.
And it's like, so it's quite a few pubs on route. And we come up where that pub is at the top of the Shipper Ground, is it? Or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, we could actually do this, a sort of basis for a run, couldn't we? And that's where the wheels started turning. I think we both sort of thought about it, didn't we? And then a few months later, I think we sort of planned a route.
Yeah. For Good Friday, wasn't it?
Lee, Grampus. So we sort of,
But so we start at a pub, then we run off. And usually, well, around this time of year, it's my birthday coming up. So the November one is usually my birthday one, but then we tend to do one at Easter and then maybe one about August.
Pick a loop with like quite a few, 5 or 6 pubs on route, can't you?
Yeah.
So you probably have a pint in each, don't you?
But we get all our mates who are interested. And like you say, everyone says, I don't know how you can run and drink, but it's surprisingly easy. I don't...
Well, you burn them off a little, because there's a bit of a gap, but then... We had a couple of ones where we had 2 in one pub, didn't we? Or the one in Malt Hoe was literally about 100 metres, isn't it?
Yeah, it was through the graveyard.
Yeah, so you shove a pint, put it down, sprint through the graveyard and have another pint.
Yeah.
And then when you get going, your stomach's like a washing machine, isn't it?
But it's all.
But then
it's
like,
great
the banter starts then, doesn't it? Because everyone's had a bit of a laugh, isn't it?
And no one leaves anyone behind. We all.
A few people fall over and start.
It probably defeats the object. It probably defeats the object of exercise and running in the first place. But yeah, so we've done the beer runs. We've done some. We've got lost a few times. Picture this: pitch black, hammering down the
middle
rain.
of Exmoor, nobody about
to ask directions.
I only had a t-shirt on, I think, because it was like it was nice when we left, but obviously the weather changes.
Well,
it comes in quite bad, doesn't it? Up there?
It does, and there's no shelter from it. But that run, we were up on the top of the field, and we seem to have this thing with cows, don't we?
Yeah.
I don't know if cows are a danger to runners or whether we're just a bit intimidated by them because of their size. But this one night, we're running over the top of this field, and it's pitch black. And all these, but they were cows, but they were black. So I'm worried. I'm thinking they're bulls, but I think they were cows.
They were right over the other side, though, weren't they? So
for a minute,
but and they were sort of like tracking us, weren't they? So like, say 50, 100 meters away.
But
we stayed to the sort of like perimeter of the field, didn't we?
But next to the wall.
But we were picking up speed because we're like, and you could hear the.
Well, this is the thing.
I've never seen a cow run, but apparently can run like 27 miles an hour. It's like ridiculous, isn't it?
And it's pretty intimidating because they're big old things. And we're running down this field, and we're running towards where the gate is. And when we're running, I'm looking at, say, Paul and Pete, because we run together with like the three amigos in it, and we're running, and they go out more often than me, so they know where the tracks are. They know, more about running out in the wilderness than I do. So I'm looking at them for a bit of reassurance, and they don't look worried at this point, even though these cows are all running with us, and it's pitch black,
like flanking us, weren't they?
Yeah, it's pitch black. So all you can hear is the thudding on the grass. And the cows are all heading in the same way, probably like 30 or more, I'd say.
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, I'm thinking, okay, well, they're not worried, so I won't be worried. At the last minute, there's some commotion, and you and Pete are like, go, go, go.
They turned, and they basically cut us off, didn't they?
Yeah, and I'm stressing out.
They sort of managed to cut us off to where we were getting this little gate. And I think we all sprinted. We did, ran, yeah. So I think I've never seen you lot. You definitely...
I thought that I was...
If there was a Strava segment on there, you would have broke that record.
Oh, definitely. I'm surprised
we hurdled that fence, didn't we?
Leap the fence. But I got a really cool picture because we managed to get through the gate and we turned round and our head torches were lighting up the eyes of all these cows.
And they were like, must have been 30 cows there.
Easy.
All piled into, and they were like, and they all breathe. You can see all the steam coming out there. No, it's unbelievable.
But I got the best picture, and I'll put the picture up on the Facebook page.
I don't know who was more scared, them with your lungs. I think that's what put them off.
That's probably what attracted them, maybe. Yeah. They were like, what's that?
What animal's that? But then, that was one of the scariest.
It was, but then on the flip side of that, we've had a really cool experience with the baby deer.
Oh, well, yeah.
Which was great. Yeah. I just happened to take my GoPro on a
I'm not sure many people know about that.
Really? Maybe I should put the video up again, put a link to it, see if I can make some more money off it.
Famous, for me, yeah. For about 5 minutes.
Well, we did a run sort of fairly local to where we live, and we just happened to stumble on a baby deer, almost like literally stumbled on it. It was just in the middle of the track. But I got it all on my GoPro, and we uploaded the video, and it got a lot of attention from like local sort of news things, and it was pretty amazing. I get so much hate mail from that still, people leaving comments saying how could you leave that poor thing there? But we did the right thing. You're not supposed to intervene.
No, because as soon as it gets your scent and you're taking it away from its sort of natural habitat, and
But what I'll do is I'll put the link to the video on the page, so anyone that hasn't seen it, if there is anyone, can have a look and maybe send some hate mail our way.
It was a bit annoying because what we should have done when we thought about after, you said you should have attached your GoPro to
a tree
and see what happened.
Gone back for it.
Because probably the mum was there, but heard your
rapist lungs.
Yeah. Or our feet.
left her baby there.
But they said it's very rare that you'll see a deer that was it like about an hour old. It probably just looked like it just picked itself up, didn't it? First steps.
It was really what was amazing about the experience and the video, which you'll see if you watch the video, is the fact that we didn't know how close it would let us get to it, but as it happened, it actually came to us, didn't it? And it had no fear or anything, and it was really hard to leave it because it was it looked like it just.
Hopefully the mum was sort of around.
I think so.
Yeah, it's a big wooded area, wasn't it?
Get Pete's comment, and you can just hear it in the video. It cracks me up. Fox will have it. Classic Pete. Movie of the week. It's Movie of the Week time again on episode 6, and my movie of the week this week is a film called The Watch. It's a sci-fi comedy from 2012, and it stars Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, Jonah Hill, and, oh God, if I can pronounce this right, Richard Ayoade. He was in the It crowd and has been presenting The Crystal Maze recently. I love this film. It's one of those films that if it's on TV, it's on my TV. I will always put it on. It's just easy watching and always makes me laugh. Basically, when a security guard at a local Costco in a small town gets murdered and skinned, the manager, Ben Stiller, forms a neighbourhood watch of concerned citizens to catch the killer, since the police don't seem to be taking it all that seriously. What they don't realise is that aliens are to blame, and when they stumble on the aliens' plans to take over the town, the neighbourhood watch are the only ones who can do anything about it. If you like comedy and you like sci-fi and any of the films that any of those actors have been in before, I think you'll like it. It's an easy watch, no pun intended. As usual, I'll post a link to the trailer on the Green Room Facebook page. If you like the look of it, give it a watch. Let me know what you think. And that's about it. That's my movie of the week. This episode 6 of the Green Room, The Watch. Go check it out. It's names you wouldn't call your baby time again. And you're kind of new to this, aren't you? Because Paul's seen a couple of the videos on the Facebook page, but he's kind of, I suppose you listen to podcasts and stuff like that. So I've kind of explained this whole thing, and I'll give a very brief explanation for anyone else that's new to the podcast. The whole point of this is the idea that there are names that you just wouldn't suit a baby. They're kind of like your mate's dad's name back in the 80s or something like that.
What have we had so far? What names?
So we've had Trevor.
Yeah.
Adolf. We've had... That's Danny Lamosa for you.
Classic.
We had Megatron from my mate Rob. That was an 80s themed episode, so he went with Megatron. He's a big Transformers fan. We've had Brian.
Yeah.
And last episode with Emma Irwin, we had Apple. Because that was more, not so much that it didn't suit a baby, but more that she just thinks that silly names like that have got no place.
Yeah, you get a lot of silly names now.
Yeah. So that's the idea.
I quite like normal names. I quite like the, standard names. Don't you?
Like John. Yeah. Or like that? Or
Dave,
do you mean Dave, yeah.
And Gary. And
Gary.
I quite like names like that.
Yeah. So before we get into it,
yeah.
As always, I always have to cue the jingle. So, cue the jingle. Names you wouldn't call your baby. Mama. So, with that in mind, then, the whole name thing. Have you given a little bit of thought as to what you're going to go for?
5 minutes notice, so I've had a
good
think about it.
I know, but you're pretty good on the spot with things like that. Can you kind of give a reason why you've come up with this name, or was it just one that you...
There's a couple of names I was thinking, like you said, your mate's dad, or names that have died out. I mean, I think Paul, even my name's probably, you're not going to get babies called Paul, unless it's like a family...
Yeah, these things kind of like...
Yeah, they go around in circles.
Yeah, they do, yeah. I don't know if Adolf's ever going to pop up again, but who knows? Who knows? Another 100 years, anything could happen. So as I always do a little role play thing. It's stupid, but Jack actually gave me his baby. It was this brown hairy baby, and Emma had a little invisible baby. So Paul, I heard that you've had a Is it a boy or girl?
Yeah, it's a boy. Yeah,
it's a boy. Oh, congratulations!
All healthy,
It's all healthy. Well, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully, you're not going to call him something stupid. But have you thought of any names?
Well, we couldn't think of anything, so we've had to, because I'm a massive fan of the programme as well.
Okay.
Derek.
That's what I've been thinking about. It is, yeah.
God, I love Only Fools and Horses.
That's brilliant.
Because we've got a dog called Rodney.
Yes, you have.
I've got a dog called Rodney.
Rodders.
Yeah. So it's a natural. Little Derek.
That's brilliant. Lee Rogerson, I'm going to give Lee a mention because Lee always comments or likes my posts, and he's very supportive of the podcast. He said Derek the other day, and he gave me the idea, and I thought, I might nick that because I'm going to throw mine in at the end of the series. You
don't hear a baby called Derek anymore.
You don't. You don't, but little baby Derek.
Oh, it's cute, isn't it?
I love that idea, though. I love the whole...
Like old name. You could bring it back, can't we?
Deza.
Dell. Dell boy.
I'm surprised it's not more popular with Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah.
Because everyone loves Only Fools and Horses.
I suppose it's... Yeah, because it's stood the test of time, innit? I'll still watch it now. I love it still. I still find it funny.
I think that's probably my favourite so far out of the names that we've been given. Because when I think of this, and I didn't come up with this idea. This idea came up from a conversation I had at work, and everyone's talked about this at some point, I'm sure. But it's just so weird to me that you could have this gorgeous little baby boy and you go, wow, he's gorgeous. Oh, how much did he weigh? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, was the birth okay? Yeah, great. Oh, what did you call him? Derek.
They'd be like...
It just doesn't suit a baby.
No.
But that's a classic one. Little baby Derek. Do you know what? I can imagine you actually calling a kid Derek.
Derek Holman.
Because you've got Freddie and Finley, haven't you?
Yeah.
They're actually good names, though.
And Rodney the dog now.
Rodney the dog. I think you need to get another dog. Call him Derek. Oh, okay. I almost forgot for a minute.
Adolf.
We've got to add that to the dry whiteboard. Yeah. So, here we go. As always, this is the dry whiteboard that we add all the names you wouldn't call a baby names onto. So, we've got Paul Holman. Goes for baby. Hang on, is it
D-E-R-E-K?
E-K?
E-K, yeah. Derek.
Yeah.
What
I'm going to put on... I've put lines under those. Okay, I was going to put a line under yours just because it's my favourite, but I've just realised I put lines under all of them. So that's what we got so far. Got Dave Petty, a.k.a. DP, went for Trevor. We've got Danny Lamosa, went for Adolf. Rob Yo, Megatron. Jack Nash, Brian. Emma Irwin, Apple, good one. And Paul Holman, Derek. That needs to be moved up to the top because that's my favourite so far. Little baby Derek.
Not bad for 5 minutes warning, was it?
It wasn't. No, I know. You're in the lead and you've just come up with it off the top of your head. Well, cheers for that. And there'll be more names you wouldn't call your baby next episode.
Look forward to it.
So you probably know that I'm turning 40 this year.
Yeah.
And you're...
Biggie, isn't it?
It is a biggie. And
yeah, how are you feeling about it, though? Do you...
I feel fine about it, actually. I genuinely am not bothered about it. I always...
Do you think when you turn 30, you think, 40's...
Yeah, but I thought that about 30 when I was 20.
When you get to 40, you think, well... Yeah.
I still feel like I'm 21, mate. Apart from my body giving up, it's my mind is still the same.
I think you only... Yeah, if you feel and act still reasonably young, I don't think... It's just a number, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of...
But it only sounded old when you're young, isn't it?
That's my biggest thing about getting older or old is not about getting old. It's about, I hate the thought that younger people look at you and think of you as old, even though inside you're no older than they are.
It's quite a landmark figure because 30s, when you're in your 30s, you're still reason to get away with stuff, can't you? But when you get to 40, you think, oh, hang on a minute.
Oh, I seem to be. I still people just know that I'm really immature, so I'd get away with it anyway.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a barrier as such. Yeah.
Well, I was talking to someone at work fairly recently, and he was saying that as he approached 40, or as he got to 40. Just about everything started going wrong with his body, and I laughed and thought, oh, that's
funny. Which is
funny.
what happened to me.
Well, weirdly, that's happening to me, and
that's
it? Yeah, it's like, I've had my heel injury, my wrist, which was my own fault. I fell over drunk and fractured my wrist, and my back plays up. But it's just weird.
Do you get hangovers? Do you when you go out?
I've always suffered with hangovers.
Do you think they get worse as they?
They tend to spill over to the second day occasionally
like
if I really go out and drink, but generally it takes a whole day. But I know people that like never used to get hangovers, or their hangover was finished by lunchtime. But I've always suffered with them. I can't say I'm one of those people that
sluggish the next day.
Got away with it. But I just think I've hardened myself to alcohol to a certain point. Which probably isn't a good thing.
Just carry on the next day.
Yeah, but did you have anything like that when you got to, obviously with your running injuries and stuff? But was it like it with you? It just seems to be like you approach 40 or you hit 40 and your body's just like, right, I've had enough.
Yeah, I suppose there's a different stage of your life coming up in it, so you move on to the next.
Yeah,
it should be sort of a bit more mature, shouldn't you? Really, in theory.
Well, in theory,
you're getting married now, aren't you? So
I know.
So you are stepping up, aren't you? Like,
well, I am, but it's not going to change my behaviour.
I didn't get a mortgage till I was like 42.
Really?
Yeah.
There's hope for me yet, then.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I finally grew up because someone said to me at work. He said, what's happened to you? You're really grown up now. I said, you used to be all right, like little scallywag a few years at work. You're chucking water over people.
Yeah, but it's only that we can't get away with it now. It's not that you don't want to do it. It's just you get sacked now.
I said I still have my moments, but a bit more sensible now. Well, doesn't it?
It does. And
Yeah.
I don't think I'm much more mature than I ever have been. And what's that quote? Is it growing old is inevitable, growing up is optional? And I love that. That's me down to a T. I can't not get old, but I certainly don't want to grow up.
You don't want to be old before your time. You want to be still doing stuff. And there's no reason where you can't.
I don't understand why people think that that's the case.
It's just, I suppose it's harder. Obviously, you've got attachments like family or whatever. It's harder to get away to do stuff, isn't it? And you've got to think about
that's responsibility.
Yeah, it's responsibility. That's what comes with getting older, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's, my dad was great because my mum and dad had us 3 kids by the time they were 25.
Yeah,
and I'm the youngest. But because my dad was, I don't know, so when I was 10, then he was 35. And whenever we go on holiday and stuff, my dad was always the first one in the sea with the bodyboard. He was, burying us in the sand, and I loved that. And I consider myself lucky that I had young parents. And I'm probably like my dad in the way that my dad's a big kid, and I think I'd probably take after him for that. But I think as long as you've got everything in order, you pay your bills, and you know what your responsibilities are. Yeah. You don't have to act boring and old. No. You can still be silly and have a good time.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Did you have any? Maybe it hasn't even happened yet. But did you have any kind of midlife crisis? Would you say?
I wouldn't say so. I don't think so. I just got there and just went, just carry on, innit? Obviously drank a few.
Yeah, well, that's still going for me. It's like this. I've been going through a midlife crisis for about 20 years.
Yeah.
I think if ever I was going to have a midlife crisis, it would probably be something like, there's a couple of things. I've never had long hair, but I haven't really got the sort of hair that I could get away with long hair. I think
I grew a beard. Yeah, I never had a beard until I was 40.
I can't imagine you without a beard.
It's weird. Now. Yeah, I literally I just started. Yeah. I don't think I've shaved since. I'll probably trim it every few weeks, but I've never.
Once you've had it though,
clean shaven. Yeah,
it's horrible when you shave it off. Isn't
I cocked it up. I nearly took it off the other week. I had it the wrong setting.
Oh no, I've done that.
It's weird.
Yeah,
I was like, felt naked.
Well, and cold.
Yeah,
you can't.
It's like real short. But I didn't want to get rid of it totally. But I felt really like bit naked about it.
Well,
get used to it, don't you?
Yeah, you do. I shave mine off every now and again just because I feel like I just feel a bit scruffy.
Yeah,
but then
mine gets a bit wild sometimes. I need to because I'm just lazy. I can't bother to shave. Really, that's the main. But
what is it about the grey bits? Because I'm getting them here.
I've been painting.
We seem to get them just on on our chin, on either side of the chin.
What's going on there? Yeah, chins.
It's weird though, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's like I've been painting, isn't it? Like ceilings or something.
Even my stepson said to me recently, I hadn't seen him for a while, and he goes, "God, you're going a bit grey, mate."
Distinguished, isn't it?
Well, that's what I think. Yeah. It's. I can't say that I'm as good looking as George Clooney, but I'd like to think that I could rock the George Clooney look. But it's just on the sides of my head and in my beard at the moment. But again, that seems to have just crept in the last sort of 12 months. It's got particularly not bad, but it seems to have progressed.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh right, you're turning 40, grey hair, bad back, body gives up.
I've been quite lucky with grey. I just get it there, like got white bits, but I don't have any as much grey hair on the sides. Just get a little flex.
Yeah, but that's lucky. That's like you say, it's distinguished.
Yeah,
I'd rather go grey than bold.
Philip Schofield.
Yeah, Silver Fox. Yeah, I'd rather go grey than bold. I think I could cope with going grey a lot more.
Yeah, because at least you've still got a good head of hair, haven't we? So it could be bold by the time you're 30. That's
could.
Worse, wouldn't it?
I've mentioned it on a previous episode, but my mate Rob calls my head pubic head. He said I've basically got pubic hair on my head, which is true. It's thick and dry and wiry, but I think my midlife crisis, if I was going to have one, would probably be I'd probably want to grow my hair long, maybe grow a big beard. But my tash always lets me down, as I've mentioned on a previous episode, and maybe not so much traveling, but I've always liked the idea of going to somewhere warm, like a holiday resort, and doing a season just playing some music.
Have you got anything planned then for your 40th to celebrate it, or are you gonna
beer run the week before?
Nothing big.
I'm going to Prague.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're going to Prague on for a couple of days before, and then we come back the day after my birthday. I've never been to Prague. It looks really, really nice.
Yeah.
It's somewhere I've always liked the idea of going, and so yeah, that's where we're going. We're just going for 3 nights. Looking forward to that. There's so many places I want to tick off my list of having been to.
Yeah.
But you've been travelling.
Yeah, I've done a bit when I was younger.
Where did you go?
Australia, New Zealand.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But we took, my daughter was 3 at the time. So we took her.
Oh, you went with her?
Yeah,
or you took her with
came
you?
with us, yeah.
Oh, well, I was thinking that was
not
before.
with an ex-partner, so
Yeah.
So we sort of saved up and went for 4 months, so we give up work. So it's not the ideal way of doing it, but we still went and saw.
You still did it?
Australia, New Zealand, Fiji.
Wow.
Yeah. So we come back, yeah.
What was the best thing you saw while you were out there? Or the best thing you did, even?
I really liked Australia, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, it's nice. It's just like a place. It's something to do
Yeah.
It's just a bit wild, isn't it? And it's so massive, isn't it?
Oh god! I mean, how many times could you fit our country into Australia?
There's only like most of the population live on that one coast, don't they? The rest of it, when you go and land, is just
The outback kind of thing.
yeah. It's crazy.
Lots of people I've spoken to who have been to Australia and New Zealand. It's kind of here and there, but a lot of people I spoke to said that they preferred New Zealand to Australia.
Yeah.
What did you think of New Zealand?
It's a lot of sheep. Yeah, it's a similar climate to here actually, so I can see
I've
why.
heard that, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite green. And there's nothing that can kill you, whereas in Australia there's like.
Yeah, what's that about? It's like everything.
Well, I was swimming in like nets because there was those jellyfish, like box jellyfish. You have to swim in between these nets. That's how they can get to you.
Christ,
It is mad.
I'd rather get stung by a box jellyfish than eaten by a shark.
It's something. Yeah, it's just everything in it can kill you out there.
So yeah, what you got? So you got spiders.
Yeah.
Sharks.
Snakes. Jellyfish.
Oh,
probably anything in land, isn't it? Like
you got the blue ring octopus. That's like super lethal.
Yeah.
It's everything, isn't it?
Everything's sharp, got sharp edges in it. And
yeah, it's I'd love to go there, but I'm obsessed with sharks, great white sharks especially. I've always have been, I think, since I watched Jaws when I was a kid. And as much as I'd love to go, and I love sharks, I don't think I could go in the sea out of my depth. Probably, I just not somewhere where I know that there are sharks.
Start panicking.
Yeah, I just don't think I could do it. I've seen so many documentaries and so many films of shark attacks and things like that I got like kind of morbid curiosity.
Yeah,
and
one of them cages would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, do you reckon you could do that?
I reckon I could. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's getting into the cage would be the scariest part. And out of it, there's a video. You've seen that video where the great white shark, gets into the cage. It manages to get through. This is what I don't understand.
They probably get used to because they know what time they're getting fed every day, don't they?
Well, that's the thing. They bring them in with food.
Yeah,
but I don't understand. They're in the shark cage in these shark cages, but there's always one really big, gap. I suppose it's to get cameras through or something when
they always get their nose in there.
It's like, no, mate, I'd want that to be like a shopping trolley. If
they're
I
quite
was
clever as well, aren't they? So they work out they try and find a weakness of the cage, wouldn't they? And
there's a video actually that's called, and they put a diver in kind of like a perspex cage, so to the shark it looked like it was just floating, and they got sort of fairly aggressive and started bumping it, thinking that they could get in there. But that was quite creepy. I would love to say that I would do it, but I don't know if I could physically bring myself to get myself in the cage. I'll tell you what I would like to do. Off the coast of South Africa, there's they call it Seal Island. I think it's Falls Bay. And I think it's the only place in the world where the great white sharks breach the water. They fly out and get the seals. You see it on documentaries. Cool. I'd quite like to go out in a boat and watch that. It's fairly morbid because the seals get it, but it'd be cool to see them like leaping out of the water. Yeah. But Australia. Love the idea of going to Australia, but like you say, everything that can kill you lives in Australia. But yeah, turning 40, I'm not dreading it. Well, there's nothing I can do about it. It's happening in a couple of weeks, but not dreading it. But I do feel like my body knows that it's coming.
That landmark,
and it's letting me know. Well, as always, towards the end of the show, we do this little feature called Annoyances. Sometimes I rant about something, sometimes I don't. Depends on what kind of week I've had, really, and what has happened to annoy me or not. Last episode, I kind of just, Emma may as well have not have been here. I was just like ranted about social media the whole time, bless her. But
Are you still off Facebook?
I've just come back on.
But you have like little things like you do go off on little.
I do. I get sick of social media. I've literally only just come back on because I wanted to put a post up saying that the day after my birthday, I'll be going out for a drink, and anyone that wants to come and have a drink. And I thought, what's the best way to hit loads of people? So I just put it up. But it was a hard decision. It was like, do I go back on?
Are you like spending an hour like browsing through everyone's?
No, I've stopped. Honestly, I've stopped myself from doing that. I've been pretty good.
You waste a lot of time though, don't you? I try not to look at it too much now.
We just sit there and scroll through, and you're like, I've just looked at memes for like the last 10 minutes.
I don't really care what half you're doing anyway.
No, I know. I only added you because I felt obliged to, because I didn't want to pass you in the street and have to explain why I didn't add you. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I've been on holiday with someone. I haven't even been there.
I know.
Do you have that?
Oh God, yeah. Like batches of photos, but with that, I just kind of think, how can you be enjoying your holiday?
Well, the first thing you want to do is go on Facebook and upload
because it's not just the uploading of the photos, because then every time you get a notification, that's then taking your attention away from your holiday, because that person's like this, that person's commented. So I'm not one of those people, but I know each to their own, and all that kind of thing.
Every stage of their like daily. Oh, I'm just going for a poo.
Yeah, I know. In my lederhosen.
Could you didn't put that on there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, took a picture of the crime scene. That would have been amazing. So, have you got an annoyance? You got something?
So, what was yours this time then?
I think we'll get round to mine.
Yeah.
Only because I don't know if it's kind of really worth mentioning. But I'm kind of interested, and also I stole Emma's thunder last week by kind of doing it. So we'll do yours, and then and us.
Yeah, mine's quite a good one.
Okay, go for it.
It annoys me when sort of people jump on the bandwagon.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like
not an actual
like people playing music at a carnival.
Yeah.
Oh, he's pissed.
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just sort of people. I've got no interest in anything. All of a sudden, they've got an opinion on something, or they'll follow something because everyone else is following it, and that sort of does that.
Sheep.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, like, I suppose go back to like sport events, or like say, the World Cup's on, and people will be like, oh yeah, all these people will suddenly come out the woodwork, and they think, well, where were you been for the last 4 years? You haven't even given a monkeys about what's going on, have you?
Guilty.
Yeah, but people,
a little bit.
But people do, don't they? People start getting on it. I know it's a feel-good factor sometimes, and I can understand.
Well, you're passionate about something, and then if other people almost seem like they're pretending to be passionate about it, I can imagine it's annoying.
Yeah, and I'm going to see Wayne Green this week because he's playing that, and then all of a sudden, like, all these people turn up, don't they?
Mate, I wish that happened.
That's not reversing.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I was telling someone recently about going back to the running club. When the running club was newly established, it got to it was established in like the winter of the one year, and then the following summer, we were going for a run. We were doing Baggy Point, weren't we?
Yeah.
And it was put out on the page that the Journal were going to do this little piece on the club, this new club, and all this kind of thing, and there was going to be a photo of all the members outside the club. Yeah. Well, you know that when we used to turn up on a Thursday night for a run, there was a maximum of 15 people. The same 15 people, give or take.
Most weeks. Occasionally you get the odd new one, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Lots of people followed the page, but only 15 or so people turned up.
I know what you're saying.
And then on the day that the photo was being taken for the Journal, there was like 30, 40 people turned up.
Yeah, everyone turned up, didn't they?
And it's like, hang on a minute.
I've never seen most of them before.
No, and that's the same. It's kind of, let's
get in a picture, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it annoyed me because
but
we
then,
were there.
To be honest, it worked out quite well because you and Pete ended up getting lost, and you stole the thunder anyway. Because we were back in the Red Barn, and mate, the reporter was doing a bit of piece. He was getting everyone up and and then we're like, where the hell? It's getting dark. Where's Wayne and Pete?
It's like 9:00 or something. We were lost on Baggy Point.
So I thought, I'm going to get back in the car and start driving towards like down a Marine Drive. And literally, as I come out of the Red Barn, you were like, whoa.
Well,
Well, I don't know where the hell you'd been, but
what was better?
he loved it though. That guy, he was like, oh yeah, because obviously
There's
that's
characters in the club, though, isn't there?
yeah, it appeals to everyone. That means, doesn't it? Not just the people that can run,
The athletes and stuff.
there's people that get lost and people that just
Well, what I loved about that was we got this group photo taken, and there were like half of the people in the photo. People's kids and all sorts. We didn't even know who they were.
No.
It's like, who are these people? They literally just put some shorts on
Started you off now. No?
Yeah, this is it. Sorry, I've stolen your rant. To get into the journal, but it was really good because they took the picture. We ran Baggy Point, and someone just happened to get a picture of maybe 4 or 5 of us on Baggy Point.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And that was the picture that got used
photo.
for the journal.
Yeah.
So all these tag-alongers or taggers along or whatever you want to call them didn't end up getting in the picture. But I see that as the same sort of thing. It's kind of like jumped on the bandwagon. We were the ones that were turning up every week for the running club.
Suddenly, there's a bit of celebrity status there, and they like people get a bit of attention. They're like, oh yeah.
So that's your thing. People who jump on the bandwagon.
I know you don't like talking about politics, but everyone seems to have got an opinion on that, and I'm like, if you know what you're talking about, I just stay away from it because I don't even know anything about it. So I haven't got an opinion. It doesn't really interest me.
No, and it's not that I don't like talking about politics. It's more the fact that you're always going to argue with someone.
Everyone seems to have got an opinion, and
yeah. I know. And Brexit, this is probably the only time I'm ever going to talk about politics. Brexit was the worst. I've never seen people so divided about one thing, I think, in my life. And I don't massively follow politics, but it was hard to obviously miss it while all that was going on and still is going on. But it turned people into horrible human beings, like things they were putting on Facebook and stuff. But yeah, everyone's an expert. But then, do you know what? Talking of social media from my rant last week, it's the same in the comments with anything.
Yeah.
You can't see a post now of, I don't know, all right, I put a video up once, like last year or something. I shared it, and it was a guy playing a song, an American guy playing a song on his guitar, and he's got his baby on the top of his guitar, fast asleep, just listening like that. And as I looked at it and thought, wow, that's beautiful. It's really nice and really nice video. And I thought, I've got to look in the comments because I knew there would be people in there going, you shouldn't do that. And sure enough, that can hurt a baby's hearing being that close to a guitar. What if it fell off the guitar and all this? But it's people just having an opinion on everything. They're all of a sudden an expert.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think it's social media that makes people
probably
like that?
Yeah, probably is.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Gives them a platform, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that leads me into mine then. Mine's really short this week, and it's social media related, I guess, and it's preachy and motivational posts on social media. I haven't got a massive thing against motivational posts. I think they're good, but it's when they're persistent and it's people that maybe in their normal lives aren't living their life the way that they are portraying
it's
with these
like
posts.
A cry for attention, isn't it? Like a attention seeking.
It is, or they're trying to project this image of themselves like they're something they're not. And I don't.
Just
I don't
live your
like
life
that.
how you want to live it. You shouldn't have to like be a fake.
Yeah.
Pretend something's it's there, it's not there.
But it's also when people do good deeds. I've seen a couple of these recently, and they have to. The first thing they think to do is either record a video of them saying the good deed that they did, or you see it on videos where something's happening, a homeless person, and then they video it. You could argue that it's good because they're raising awareness of the homeless situation, etc. But are they really doing that, or are they going, look at me, I helped a homeless person get a viral video and all this? So it's things like that. People. Okay, we'll round it all up into fakeness then. Social media fakeness. That is my rant. That's my annoyance. And but
people make a living out of YouTube now, don't they? Like,
which is why they do it, I think. Yeah.
So anyone can upload videos of themselves or help videos, can't they?
Yeah.
Well, they make a career out of it, can't they? Make money.
Yeah, and you get a video of a baby deer, which is like purely by chance.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a link to that on the Facebook page, by the way. Click it and make me some more money. But you've got really good videos like that, or not blowing my own trumpet because it just happened to be what it was, or maybe a musician playing something really good or whatever, and then someone puts pegs on their nipples and, I don't know, dances around in the kitchen in their underpants, and it gets millions of views.
Yeah.
And it's like, what
Makes you
kind of
sick,
world
doesn't
are
it?
we living in?
Yeah.
Where something like that gets more views than something that's credible and you know, someone's got a bit of talent or something. It's absolutely crazy, but it's just the world we're living in now.
Well.
I'm gonna film that when you're gone, and why, you know, I'm not gonna make someone else lots of money. I'll make myself some money. But yeah, so mine would be social media fakeness, and that's motivational posts and preaching. You know, that's saying, you know, be the best that you can be, and all this lot, mate. I've got a full-time job. You know, the best I can be is going to work, paying my bills, and getting drunk at a weekend. You know,
they're going to get any better than that,
and put a podcast out to enrich people's lives.
Those two people that are listening.
Yeah, and I know those two. Thank you for listening, guys. But yeah, so that's good though. Jumping on the bandwagon. Yeah, that is a good one. I think
it can sort of, you can see it from different views, can't you? Like anything really related to that, isn't it? You could people just getting them behind stuff and
just to put popularity.
Just sort of following a bit of a thing, like a fad, isn't it? Like
just be your own person.
Yeah,
that's what I think. Well, that brings us to the wrap up, mate.
It's been good.
It has been good.
Reminiscing, isn't it?
Yeah,
amazing how many stories we sort of relate. Well, we both had, isn't it? Like, it's been together, and it's funny when you start talking about it, isn't it?
Yeah, and how many stories we didn't mention. We'll save them for another time.
Yeah, number 2.
Yeah. Paul Holman part 2. But no, I appreciate you coming on, because I swear to God,
it's not my type of thing.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm really shocked that you came on.
Yeah, it's nice to
but
relaxed, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. But before we go, as the listeners will know by now, I started this. This listener, sorry. Well, we established there with 2 listeners. That I started this Green Room Heroes thing, and each episode, I crown someone the Green Room Hero, which basically could be for anything. It could be for getting involved with the posts on Facebook. It could be just for listening to it and messaging me, and people have done that. And the first one went to Sophie Hickles.
Yeah.
And she got it for messaging me after the first episode and telling me that she'd listened to it on a bus driving through Mexico.
And that was Dave Petty as well.
It was Dave Petty, yeah.
She listened all the way through.
Well, she didn't say that she listened to
it all the way. She
understand
any of
it. I'm not sure, but he does speak Geordie, don't he? Yeah. So, but yeah, she got it for that. And last episode was my very own Kaz, and that was.
She's got to listen to it, hasn't she?
She has got to listen to it.
You have it in the car all the time you go out.
Well, that's actually true.
And you've actually glued the on switch so she can't switch off.
Well, she says that she likes listening to it, bless her. I don't know if she's just humouring me, but no, she's really good. So, but she can't hold the the title forever, just like Sophie Hickles couldn't. But so my Green Room Hero for episode 6. That's right, isn't it? We're episode 6. Has got to go to my mate and work colleague, Lee Rogerson.
All right.
And the reason Lee gets it is because I don't think he listens to the podcast, but he does get involved with the videos. And he usually leaves a cheeky comment, or he likes it. And he's usually one of the first people to like it as well. And he'll mention it when I see him at work. And it's just kind of a little bit of an incentive to keep doing it when you just get the odd comment every now and again. And Lee is usually one of the few people to actually
but it's not
comment
a sarcastic comment.
It is, but he likes it. I think anyway, and it gives him a giggle.
You say he doesn't listen to it.
I don't. He put a comment once on the page saying he'll just watch the videos, but he's honest about it, and that's fine. You know, there's an audience for the videos and there's an audience for the podcast, and I appreciate anyone.
Because he's just had a baby, hasn't he?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So he could put that on, couldn't he? And the baby be.
Well, like Sophie Hickles was on the bus.
Yes.
Yeah, it depends who the guest is, I suppose. So, well done, Lee. You are the Green Room hero this episode 6 of the Green Room. And thanks for your continued support and your witty comments and all the likes and stuff. So, well done, you. And that's about it. We got to go to work, haven't we?
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I don't mind doing this before I go to work, but I go to work and it's a bit of a come down because
that's been good.
So, do you think you'll put in for the London Marathon ballot again next year? You got it, wouldn't you?
Probably, yeah. You'd have to, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, you'd have to, wouldn't you?
You?
Yeah, I think so.
You said you want to do it, didn't you? I think everyone should at least try and do, or a marathon. Anyway, could do a...
For me, it's the London Marathon.
Yeah, that's like the pinnacle, I suppose, isn't it?
I think so. I think I'm not obsessed with doing it, but if I'm going to do a marathon, that's the one.
If you like a bit of running, done a bit of running, I suppose the London Marathon is like the ultimate...
I think so.
Goal achievement, isn't it? To say you've done it, isn't it?
Yeah, and I only plan on doing one as well. It's not. I don't think I would sign up for it again. I don't know. Colin Hickles did. We'll have to see.
I quite like the dot watching anyway. When you track them on the screen.
Yeah.
That's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is quite funny. That's clever how they can do that as well. Right, well, I might even see you there. Who knows? Well, not that I won't see you before, but... So, cheers for coming on.
That's all right, mate.
And
good.
We'll see everyone on the next episode of The Green Room. Cheers.
Bye.
Okay, so this week we're going a bit country on The Green Room, as my song of the week is a song called You Look Good by Lady Antebellum, and it's from their album Heartbreak. When it comes to music, I tend to just like what I like, and I've gotten into country music more and more over recent years, thanks to my brother-in-law Gary Vidler. I'll give you a little bit of a mention. I went to the Country to Country Music Festival with him at the O2 earlier this year, and Lady Antebellum headlined on the Saturday night and were absolutely brilliant, and that's actually where I first heard this song. As always, I'll put a link to the song on the Facebook page. Go check it out and let me know what you think. So that's my song of the week for episode 6, You Look Good by Lady Antebellum. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you again on the next episode of The Green Room. Cheers.